Hello, hi, it's Liz here and I'm back today with the ledger journal. Let's just have a quick flip through before we start. Yeah, the pages are filling up nicely. There's the odd single page that I've still to figure out what would be appropriate to put on the opposite pages, this twirly one. And there's one double one here, and this I do like this one, and I love this one. This one's really cool, I think. And is there one there? Yep, that was last week's. Really simple last week, simple again this week, and of course this one. So yeah, let's do something. I was going to do, I think, the opposite page to last week's, just so that we don't have another single page not used. So I've got my Collage Soup Face It collage book. Lots and lots. I think this, so far, of the Collage Soup books I've bought, I think this one's my favourite. I do love the big faces. So that's what we're going to use, and I have chosen this one this week. She comes from a page of 3 ladies, so let's see if we can find it. Probably not. I'm sure. Oh well. Anyway, it was 3 ladies standing in a row looking out to sea in the rain, all with an umbrella. I don't suppose you need to see the remains of the page. Right, I'm going to give up in 2 seconds. Okay, can't find it. Let's put the book over there. Right, so I've got this as my main focal point. Let me just make sure you're... There we are. It's difficult with this book, and I'm standing up, but I want to sit down because I can't stand up all the time. So I've got this old daily weather report sheets, and I thought that was quite weather related, obviously with an umbrella and whatnot. So I've torn a couple of bits from my old weather report sheets. They can go back in the box. I'm keeping all my Professor Thistlewick stuff. So I was thinking, just kind of giving a little bit. I want to keep that heading weather charts, and I want to have things peeking out. So I was thinking something like that. Super easy for the background. I've also got my rub-ons, and I've picked out some of that pale teal colour rub-ons, so hopefully they will behave themselves and rub on as promised. Most of them, these rub-ons, are from, let's just move the little loose bundle there, from 49 in Market. I've had them a long time, and that's mostly where these ones have come from. So we'll just put them over there and move these back to that little space. I've also got my little basket of black and white and neutral washi, which we might add a little bit of something to. And I've got my splatter paint and put some splatters in this one. Initially I was thinking raindrop stencils, and I looked out my raindrop stencils, and I've got one that's big raindrops and one that's tiny little raindrops, and I thought maybe that is just too literal. putting raindrops on it, so we'll just put splatters on instead. And I've got Elegance in the Storm to put somewhere. This is just stamped on the edge that came off the weather charts. And I've stamped it. I get asked often about this that I use all the time. It's an old typewriter. It doesn't have any other maker's name on it anywhere. You get the two sizes. You get, what's it called? Uppercase and lowercase, and some dots and dashes and brackets. And I just got them from Amazon. I think it's about £9, £10. But it's certainly had my money's worth with it. So we've got that. Okay, I'm going to sit down now and start gluing this in and hope that the camera stays on because I can't see it. Right, now we need to reach for the glue stick. So I had a disaster yesterday. I got my book out to do my drawing practice. I think that goes about there. Yep, that's fine. And got my ink pad out to stamp out the heading and the date and whatnot and the name of the project from the week before. And I dropped the ink pad with the lid off onto the carpet. Well, it's not carpet, it's a rug. I've got a really thin rug because it's wooden floors, and the computer chair that's on wheels doesn't work so well on the wooden floor, and so I got this really thin, I mean it is only a cheap rug, but you know that way where it's just super annoying to do something like that. And yeah, so of course it fell ink side down, not just the once. Did you know that ink pads bounce? And it bounced and made two lovely big square or rectangles of black ink. So I made a dash for the carpet cleaner under the sink. Then of course it's versifying, and you know it's all a bit waterproof, and so it came off a bit, but so I was not best pleased. Let's not stick her upside down, and just didn't do my video. Simple as that. That's all it took. I was like, right, I'm in a mood, I can't do the video, I'm not doing it. So the drawing never get done for another week. I think maybe is that 2 weeks I've missed, or 3 weeks? I'm not sure. Oh well, you know, you've got to be in the notion, and when something like that happens, that's it. It's yeah. So like I say, super simple. Now the question is, do we do the rub-ons and then the washi, or do we do the washi then the rub-ons? Because I'm not sure that a rub-on will rub on to shiny washi tape. So I think we will do, I'll just reach for my doofer. I think we will do the rub-ons first. So like I say, I've picked out some of the teal. There's a little bit of teal in that. There's teal there. This is a kind of beigey colour. There's teal on that, and then I've got a full sheet of like maps that I thought might be quite interesting because it's got teal in it. But I was kind of wanting to keep these for Professor Thistlewick's excuse me, journal, but there's plenty to go round, I think. I quite like this. I think we'll cut that one out. And see where it might end up. If we take it off the backing, we can hold it. I do like it down there. I think we'll put it there in the hope that it rubs off onto a mix of papers, and bearing in mind these rub-ons are quite old. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I am rubbing it onto boot this page, then an old thing, and then the ledger paper, which is a little bit smooth, and I don't know, so we can keep everything crossed that it seems to be going. I think if you can get it started, sometimes it does that where it lifts, actually sticks so much that it lifts the paper. See, that's what it's doing there. It's lifting the ledger paper instead of rubbing onto it. Right, there's not a lot we can do about that, so we'll just sort that with something else. Well, we got the most of it off. It's lifted that bit of paper, but you know, I think it just makes it look a little bit grungy, doesn't it? Let's try some, we try some black and white just to give it a little bit of oomph. Or I'm not sure, maybe this brown here somewhere. I don't even know which way up. Let's try that there. So yeah, so that was a bit of a calamity. So it will be a trip to IKEA to buy another rug. Now, it's one of those rugs. It's not, I think they're about 20 odd pounds. I don't think that, because it's like it's really like thick fabric rather than proper carpet. You know, you get it and it's all folded up to about this size. Even although it's quite big. You know, they're really the thin ones. So, wasn't that expensive. Yeah. And also yesterday, I bought a new printer. So, the printer was getting set up. And of course, yeah, that's all right. And again, a little bit grunginess off the page. But it makes everything joined up, if you know what I mean. Like, it needs something down this line, I think. I think we'll maybe try these squares. Yeah, so the printer got attached to the Wi-Fi, no bother. But then when I went to print something off, it wasn't recognising it. So then, of course, you go online and you look up what's causing the problem. And I want to kind of keep this that says Meteorological Office, Westminster. But I think you'll still be able to see that through. Yeah, so then you've got to, so once you've tuned in the printer, you've got to attach it to your laptop. And we have an Apple Mac, which I think sometimes, although we really do like it, sometimes it just makes things a wee bit more complicated, I think, than just having a kind of normal PC. But anyway, got there in the end. So I've been having a play around with making my own digitals, having a bit of fun. I've often wondered, you know, how these things come about. How do people make digital? So I've done a good bit of research, and I've managed to come up with a collage sheet of a cute Highland cow and some thistles and a fence and a little stone wall. It's quite cute. I've still to do something with it. This is coming along. I like how the rub-ons are working. I'm wondering if we want just a wee line of this somewhere. Maybe up there, just like a bit of it. Just chop that down. Put it there under where it says barometer, and then it just looks like a little bit of the chart. So yeah, so I've got two little cows. I mean, they're very, very, very basic. You know, it's just a little cute Highland cow with some little bits to go with it. And yeah. Right, now do we need any more, or should we just add some washi now? I think we'll add the washi and see where we are. Yeah, so Highland cow and a Nessie, Loch Ness Monster, a cute cartoon type Nessie. Here's a bit that was just stranded on that that I must have kept. I wonder if we just want a bit along the bottom there. Oh, it's actually 2 bits. That's okay. There we are. I'm glad I kept that from whenever that was. What other? I've got that. This little kind of neutral one. So I'm kind of hoping to print them off and maybe make a tag or something. And what I'm going to do is just give them away on my Ko-fi page. Ko-fi. And yeah, people can have a play if they want. I mean, like I say, they're really quite childlike. That's quite nice. That takes away from that edge. Maybe something down here. And then we've got our words. Kind of want it to be thinner and go into like a point. But that wasn't happening. That's okay. Maybe the other bit down here. I don't want to cover it in washi, I just want to add little bits. And I think that's probably enough. So we will do what we did whenever I did that before. And then let's add some splatters before we put the words on. Let me just check. You're still with me? Yep. Good. You're still going? Yeah, and we're pretty quick, 20 minutes. Okay, so this is just white acrylic. Still haven't found my splatter paintbrush. Even hubby was in helping set up the printer, and I was telling him, he's like, it's not like you to lose something, is it? Oh, excuse me. I says, I know, I don't know. I don't know where it's gone, but it's gone. I says, I've got plenty of paintbrushes to be getting on with, so I'm just making sure. But that's going to be okay. And I don't want to kind of go over the top with it. I'm happy with this down here, and I think that's it. But a little bit up here. And I think that'll be enough. Maybe just down in this corner. Oh, that's a big one. Okay, so let's just get a little there. And let's add, oh, she's got some splatters too. In fact, I might even have added some while we were at it. We could have, but we've wiped it all up now and put it away, so it's okay. Now we might need to split this. I'm thinking, what am I thinking down here? And just splitting it right up. Yeah. Yes, that's fine. Well, that's two of those wee squares from some other time. I'm trying not to smudge my splatters. So yes, so we did have a printer years ago, and it stopped working, and we had not any real reason to replace it. But now I'm thinking, you know, with me taking a notion of making some digitals, a complete beginner, you know, I mean, they really do look very, very, very basic, but it's a start. And yeah, so we decided it's just a cheap printer. It wasn't, in fact, you know, the ink is actually almost dearer than buying a new printer. It's ridiculous. Now, do we want the pen round us? And given that I've just gone ahead with it, the answer to that would seem to be yes. We do want the pen round it. I think that's enough. There we are. Yeah. Okay, I think that's me. Let me just stand up and give you a close-up. Another super simple one, but I think, and do you know, for some reason it does match the other side. I think maybe the black and white image, although this is brighter because of the paints, I think it does sort of match. Yeah, happy with that. Might be my new favourite. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.